Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Northside Talks podcast, Ep.2. Consistency, week 2 out of 2. Uh, got my boy with me today, Pressure Made Emmanuel. How you doing, bro?
Yes, I'm good. Can't complain. How you doing, Skyler? Working.
I'm good. Everybody's getting to work. Everybody's getting to work. Without Jelani today, our football specialist, but we're gonna be getting in Milan midway through, talk about footy, soccer, everything like that, and get going into that. But for now, we'll start off with basketball. Um, and I felt like I feel like we should have done this the first week, but it doesn't really matter, really. Um, Early award predictions, because I feel like everybody does that near the start of the season. Um, None of them really end up being accurate at all, but it's fun to speculate and everything like that. Do you have an early pick for MVP?
The MVP, I'm gonna go Jason Tatum.
I'm not gonna lie, I got Jason
I'm
Tatum
gonna go
too, fam.
cause fam, it's like a perfect storm.
Yeah,
It's kind of written in the stars, isn't it? Like
yeah,
it's kind of like you didn't play no minutes. You can lead the best team in the league. They've already proved that they're the best team. If you lead them to the number one seed with the numbers he's already having, if he keeps it up the whole season, it's kind of like damn, what's the it's kind of the foodie thing that we're gonna get to, but what's really the criteria? He's the best player, producing crazy numbers on the best team. You kind of have to give it to him at that point.
yeah. And the thing is, bro, I think I'm buying into what you were saying before, bro. How it's just written. It's written for him to, you know what I mean? The storyline's there.
He's there, fam,
You
and the
want to
media
disrespect
likes
him like
him.
that in the Olympics, not playing
Yeah,
any minutes.
oh,
Ah,
yeah, and the media always like Jason Tatum. He's like, he's the
yeah,
safe kid. He never says anything outlandish.
yeah. He's the
He's sort
right
of like,
face,
sort of like yeah, he's the antithesis to like Jokic. You know how Jokic is always like, yo, fam, I want to go play with my horses.
Yeah,
Jason Tatum is like, yo, I'm here. Like, let's hoop. I love this. This is what I want to do. And guys, I'm just lighting up my candle. I'm trying to woo Sa for what's coming soon.
yeah.
It's coming crazy
I was gonna
later,
say
but
because this guy's sparking up on thing right now. What's going on?
nah, never that, never that. At least that's after hours type stuff.
Right, right. Northside Talks After Hours might be coming soon, by the way.
Might have
Just
to
have
do
to
that.
get a few more weeks of consistency, and then we might branch into a little bit of after dark stuff, where we'll just talk about everything. Just be more of our natural selves. Um, but yeah, bro. Especially like knowing me too. Like I'm not a Jason Tatum fan at all.
You're not.
I'm
You're
not.
really
But this
not,
guy came out. What was this guy came out?
bro.
Dropped 37. I was like, hold on.
37,
Now I'm kind
and
of
he
looking in
didn't
his
play, bro.
direction.
And I promise you, he didn't play most of the fourth quarter because they always do that. They slap the team so bad that the starters don't play
That's how they
the
got
fourth
got
quarter.
with the 3 point record. Like they just
Yeah,
pulled out all their
yeah.
guys
They
at
put
the end
all
of the
the
game.
bench and they just, yeah.
Hold on, let me look at it. Let me see if I can find his thing. Cause I'm telling you, like I would check like I wasn't watching every Celtics game. I think I've just watched the last no second last game because he put up 37 to start the season. So I was like, oh shoot,
Yeah,
okay, I'm looking at him a little bit. 25, I was
yeah.
like, dang,
And then
okay.
25 against the
And then he
Detroit
put another
Pistons.
37 up against the Pistons. I was like, wait, now you have my attention.
Yeah, there you go.
Ultimately, he did put up 15 the next game, but it's whatever. It's just everyone's entitled to a bad game, but nah, the
That's
way
true.
he was playing though too, because I seen a couple highlights and everything, and it just looks like he's playing more like a rookie Jason Tatum to me in the sense of like I'm seeing him do certain things that from a basketball purist standpoint, maybe you're like, I don't like that he's doing this, that, and the third, whatever. But then from a fan perspective, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like I saw this guy
Yeah.
get a kick out. It might have been against the Pistons. If I can find the clip, I'll put it up. But dude caught the ball in a kick out wide open on the wing and waited. Like he could have shot it, but he waited for someone to come in front of him, break him off, and then hit a three. I was like, why'd you do
Mm.
that? What's gotten into you, brother? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I think he's trying to show everybody he's him. And he's
Yeah.
coming into his own now.
That's what
Like
I
it's
mean.
like
Like I
time.
think he'll never say it in person, bro, or he'll never say it out loud. But I feel like, how can you be Jason Tatum and look at Jalen Brown and not feel a little bit of like,
Of
I'm gonna
course.
get you? You know what I
Of
mean?
course.
Like people are
Of
you're not in the
course.
same classroom. Like obviously they're teammates, so he never wants to show him up. But I feel like he wants to dead all that narrative about like, no, I am 1A, and
Yes.
he is the clear
But
number
fam,
two. You know?
if we're being real, if Jalen Brown had his own team where he was the guy,
Mm.
he would do probably the same, if not more.
Mm. Yeah, you know what? I
Because
kind of agree with it.
the Celtics is like it's meant for Jason Tatum to be the guy.
Yeah,
They don't want Jalen Brown to be the guy.
yeah.
So it's
It'd
kind
be
of
interesting
it's
because
kind
I
of
feel like
unfair.
Jalen Brown has every excuse in the book too to just be a little more, not cocky per se, but just more difficult to deal with. You know what I mean? Considering what I do for the team and the publicity I get,
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know,
kind of
but he
crazy.
seems like obviously he's a really smart guy. Like off the court, the guy's like you seen that? Like the guy's a like
You
he's
look a
legit super
genius
genius,
or something.
bro.
Yeah, bro, it's kind of weird. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
a
play
little
ball,
freakishly
fam.
smart, bro.
I'm the cure to something, bro. Stop playing ball.
Oh shoot, we got a early entry out here.
Come on,
I don't
coming
know,
in
but
hot.
uh oh,
Uh-oh.
coming in
Uh-oh.
live.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Molest
Uh-oh.
Hey,
statue. Oh shoot,
Uh-oh.
how's it
what's
going, man?
happening?
How you doing, boys?
Good, I'm good. We're just getting
Sorry
into
for the delay.
early MVP awards for basketball. Oh, early award predictions. Anyways, we actually both agreed on Jason Tatum, which is surprising.
I'm hearing that a lot right now.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I hate Boston.
Vini.
Um, um, give me Luca.
You know what? I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at that. But I was
No, I'm
saying,
mad at
I
that.
feel like it's just written for, or both of us were saying, I feel like it's just written for Tatum to hoop. You know what I mean? I feel the storyline's there. The scriptwriter set it up properly.
No,
So
100%.
that's what I'm feeling. I think. Who do you guys have for GPOY? Have you guys given that much thought?
Well, before that, I feel like Luca. I was just watching his last game, fam. I don't know, man. His shot was off. He was like 1 for 12 from three.
Did you see the dagger
So
he just
I
hit
don't
on
know.
Okay,
Minnesota though?
so do you know that like 20
I
minutes ago
know.
he hit the dagger to beat?
Yeah,
I
Minnesota.
know, but I feel one dagger. Like I feel like Jason Tatum right now. I don't know.
Jason
It's
Tatum did nothing against me in fantasy last night. That's all I know.
okay, well that's one night. And the whole season.
You just brought up one night.
Yeah, but you brought up one shot.
Okay, so then
But
I
what?
did
How was
brought up
his
one night.
game? We don't know. But what? Did he have a good game?
Listen, man.
Exactly. See, that's the
Luka
thing.
Doncic is the best player in basketball.
What?
That's
You got
Luka
me
Doncic is
there.
the best player in basketball.
Milan, you gotta stop this.
I'm
If
not
you
gonna
said
stop this.
Jokic,
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
said
stop this.
Jokic, if you said Jokic, we could have argued. But
He's
the
better
fact
than
that you
Jokic.
went to Luka,
He's better than Jokic.
yeah, I kid. No way. He plays no defense. How can he be better than anybody, fam?
Jokic plays defense, and
But
that's what the
for me,
criteria is.
for
Then
me, my
Jason
best player
Daniels
is
is the best player in the
Giannis.
league.
Giannis is the best player in the league, hands down.
But Giannis,
But what?
I can respect that opinion. But for me, Luka is.
Luka doesn't play defense. You can't
Hey,
be
you
the
don't
best
have
player.
to. When you're
Look,
that good
fam, go
offensively, you
back.
don't have to.
Yes, you do. To be the
You don't
best,
have to.
to go
James
back
Harden
to
didn't
all
when
the
he was
best
that good
players.
offensively.
Okay, which best player of any era did not play defense? Give me one. Just give me one.
James
That didn't
Harden.
play defense.
James
He was
Harden.
never the best player.
James
Of an
Harden was
era,
best
This
no, but
era,
he was the best player in the league for a little while.
but this era, I'm talking about era. I'm not talking about like a moment or anything. To be the best, fam, and I don't even think James Harden was the best, fam. LeBron was still playing. There's no year where you could tell me I'm gonna pick James Harden over LeBron. What?
I don't. Can I be honest with you? I don't think LeBron's played defense since 2016.
Rusky, that's not the argument that we're talking about.
And
though,
LeBron's
fam.
been the best player for 20 years of his
But
career.
did LeBron play defense? Yes or no? When he was the best player in the league,
To
did
some
LeBron
degree.
play defense?
To some degree. He was the best player in the league and he
You
wasn't
gotta
playing
stop.
defense.
You gotta,
2018,
he
he
was
was
second.
arguably one of the best players in the league and wasn't playing defense at all.
Rusky, you gotta stop this, man. Kobe, MJ, everybody plays defense. Shaq, fam, you can't. We're
Don't
not
be
doing
putting
this,
Kobe
fam.
in all-time talks, bro. Please.
What?
But for
What?
an era, I think that's fair.
Please. Bro, Kobe wasn't better than Tim Duncan. What are we doing? Like, stop it.
I don't know. You're bugging, fam. This
Kobe
is
wasn't
what
better
you
than
do.
Tim Duncan. And bro, Kobe's closer to the top 15 than he is to top 5 all time. That's the truth. That's the truth.
What? No, man. Right now you're coming in too hot.
I love Kobe to death. Kobe's a Milanista. I love Kobe to death.
Kobe was never like the best player. In
Kobe, there's never been a point in Kobe Bryant's career he's the best player in the league. That's the truth.
Whoa.
Not one time in his career was he the best player in the league.
Holy
That's really
crap!
crazy. Even when
Shaq,
he won with the
Tim
Lakers after
Duncan,
Shaq.
LeBron. That's his whole career.
So you think Tim Duncan's better than
Yes.
Kobe?
100%.
That's an argument to have. I
It's
feel
not
like you're gonna
Bro,
hear
I
it
think
different ways
that's
though.
objective. Respectfully, I think
but
that one is objective.
for him, he's
Yeah.
going off of like, and I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like basketball wise, purist wise, like if you watch the game, I think Tim Duncan would say Kobe was the best player in that era. Like everybody knew that. Kobe has such an imprint on the game. How do you think that happens if he's not the best?
I don't know. I
People,
feel
look,
like
we all said Kobe while shooting. Have you ever heard anybody say Tim Duncan in anything?
Hey, bro. I feel like
Oh,
that one
bro.
guy that goes, "You guys don't even know how good Tim Duncan was." Like,
No,
you know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
it's
I
Like,
do.
subjective. It's
Because
let's
to
be real,
me,
it's subjective. Tim
he's the
Duncan
best
and Kobe
power
Bryant is
forward.
subjective. You're gonna hear it both
I
ways.
don't agree with
You're
that.
gonna
I
hear it
don't
Yo,
agree
both
with that.
fam,
ways.
okay, how many times have you heard Tim Duncan in any top five talks?
No, I
People
get
put
it.
Kobe in their top
He
five,
should be though.
He should be.
bro.
He should be. Their
No,
number,
He
like,
should be.
it's just because Tim
yeah.
Duncan's a boring player to watch. That's why
Yes,
Kobe
but that's
has
the
more
thing.
things.
This is basketball, fam. You gotta give us moments. We gotta like rally behind you, fam. There's a
Yeah.
Bro,
reason,
then I'll
like
call
you.
Grievous Vasquez all time if we want moments.
Holy crap.
Grievous Vasquez and Rudy Gay. Shout out to Mr. Retiree. Like we want
Not
moments,
like
bro. I
that,
don't
but
care
you
about
know, like,
moments.
but you know, a guy like Allen Iverson,
Guy
for
won
example,
games, bro.
he never won a lot. Like he wasn't the most like he didn't win that much, but the what he brought to the game is beyond basketball, fam. Because of him, people started wearing sleeves. It's
One
crazy. Like
hundred
he's
percent,
crazy.
100%.
That
But
makes him
that's a
a better
cultural icon. That
player.
doesn't mean he's better than him at basketball, bro.
But I feel like pound for pound, you can't tell me that Tim Duncan is better than Kobe, fam. That's kind of
I
crazy.
believe
I
so.
think if you were looping in the whole culture impacting, like you're talking about AI, it has to be Kobe. But if you're looking from a pure basketball purist perspective, you're gonna hear it from
Yes,
both sides.
better than Kobe.
Yes,
We could put a
yes.
Yeah,
poll up at some point. I don't know how
that's
we're gonna be able to do
crazy.
that. We might get
Let's
the
do a
Instagram back
poll,
soon.
fam.
Get a poll
It's
up.
kind of. I've never heard anybody say, "Yo, Tim Duncan in my top five." I've never heard that, fam.
I would say
Tim,
like eighth. I would say like eighth. If we
but I
start
feel like
doing
Tim
proper
Duncan,
ranking,
first of
anywhere
all,
between 7 to 9, like eighth, right? But I'm saying he's closer to like Tim Duncan is closer to
what's
that top five than
what's
Kobe
Kobe?
is when Kobe's closer to that top 15.
Okay, what's your top 10, fam? I gotta know
In
this.
no order?
No, in order,
In
fam.
no order. No,
Order's
in no
Yeah,
hard,
order.
because
gang.
we
What
gotta
the
get to where Kobe is. We gotta know the
Huh?
where. We gotta get to where Kobe is and who's in front of him, fam.
Okay.
That's what I want to know.
Braun, Jordan,
Okay.
Kareem, Hakeem, Wilt, Bill Russell. That's 6 already. Shaq, 7. Tim Duncan, 8. That's already 8 players,
Tim
right?
Duncan, really in your top 10, fam?
You don't got
Before
Magic in
Kobe?
there?
You got
Let's take
Hakeem
Magic.
in
You
there?
got Bird in there? You don't have to. I'm just asking.
Put
I don't
Kobe
have
in
Bird,
there.
That's
but
okay with
other
me.
people have
But
Bird.
yeah,
I don't have Bird. I think Kobe's better than Bird for sure.
me too.
I
I
put
think Kobe's better
Kobe
than
in
Bird for
there.
sure.
But Bird's at least
Um,
15. Probably
Kobe
even earlier than
dominated
that.
the league.
do you see what I mean though? Like that was just off the like we just sat down here and within 5 seconds I named 9 players. You know what I
But
mean?
Milan, can you agree that nobody thinks like you, fam?
That's a whole different
I
conversation.
love that. That's a beautiful segue though.
That's
Bro,
good.
come on,
You know
bro.
what? Let's get into it. We can revisit the basketball stuff later. If basketball fans are watching, sorry. We have more important things to discuss in the world of football right now. There's been bigger things going on this week. Ballon d'Or. Emmanuel, how are you feeling, bro? Because for those of you that don't know, he's lighting up a candle and everything, bro. He's getting into his woosah and everything. Now,
Stop, bro.
for the people that have or haven't been following, Vini more or less has been the front runner for Ballon d'Or for the last however long. I don't know, a few months or so, at least since the Champions League final where they think. I feel like that kind of put all the headlines towards him more or less. And then all of a sudden it comes out, yeah, he's not going to the ceremony no more because Madrid know that it's not him that's going to win. And instead it went to Rodri.
Wasn't he there?
No, none of them were there.
Oh.
What, bro? Because Speed.
I think that's an
Like,
old picture, bro.
That
There.
speed.
Was that an
speed
old picture you
shoot,
posted?
I think it was an old picture.
I don't
Like
think
in
he
the
was
last
there.
year's
Because
one?
I seen that
Nobody
Perez
was
put
there.
out a statement or whatever that none of them are going. None of the no
Yeah.
I
representative
saw that
guys.
statement, but then I saw bare pictures of him. That's why I'm confused.
Oh, maybe
Vini?
there's multiple pictures. I saw the one you're talking about. I saw the speed one, but I thought that was an old picture. But maybe
It
I'd
could
be
be.
surprised.
I don't think so.
But how are we feeling with that? I know Milan has a different way of thinking, like Emmanuel alluded to when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. But I don't know if you want
This
to
is
get
how
into it.
bad it was, right? We've all been fans of footy for a long time, right? For this to be an official ceremony, and before they could say the names, for people to start screaming a certain name, fam, how many times have you heard that?
That's a good point.
I feel like that, in a nutshell, like lets you know how what people thought. You know, people.
Can I say why that's an issue? I blame social media wholeheartedly for that though. Because could you imagine if this was the Ballon d'Or of Henri and Nedved when Henri genuinely got robbed by Nedved, and no one knew because there was no Twitter to go announce it to you beforehand. And then you just go into that ceremony and they go, and everyone and their mother knows Thierry Henry is the best player in the world and he deserves the Ballon d'Or. And then they go, and the Ballon d'Or winner for 2003 is Pavel Nedved, and that whole room goes ballistic without anyone going Thierry, Thierry, Thierry. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but you can say that
I
about a
feel
lot of
what I
things
blame
today.
Twitter for, and
Yeah.
I blame Fabrizio Romano for ruining
For sure.
everything.
Yeah. But you can say that about a lot of things, especially in sports. Social media is everything nowadays. You know everything before it happens. But I hear your point, though. I do feel like it's a little bit... I don't know, I think you were actually saying it in the group chat the other day. In 20, 25 years from now, we're going to start hearing, well, Rodri has a Ballon d'Or and Xavi and Iniesta don't, and Cruz doesn't.
Disgusting.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the game's gone.
My issue with football. This is why I didn't need Vinicius Jr. to have a Ballon d'Or when Neymar is gonna retire with 0.
That's crazy. You can't say that because
Bro,
Neymar.
Vinicius Jr. is not the best player in football. He's not.
Yes.
He's not the best player
Right
in the
now,
world.
he
To
is.
you.
He's not.
Fam,
Right now.
Milan, the guy, Milan. Listen,
He's not even the best player on his team.
Who's the best player on
Milan,
his team?
the guy you're defending
And
right
Ballon is the
now.
best player on his team.
No, not at all.
That's the
You
thing.
can't say that after that
Milan,
last performance.
the
You
guy-
can't.
the
Not
guy
right
you're
now.
defending right now, Fam, Neymar Jr. said himself he wanted Vini to win.
He's not otherwise, bro. He's respectful. He's the GOAT, bro. He's never gonna disrespect his own countrymen.
Yeah, but if that's fam, you don't think he meant it? Be honest. You don't think he meant it?
Whether he meant it or not doesn't matter.
That's
Bro.
what- okay, but I want to raise a different point because I feel like nobody's really talked about this. How they interviewed Seedorf, and then he was like, I feel like Real Madrid has an unfinished issue with UEFA, and I feel like he's not really someone to just say whatever. And the fact that he said that he voted last year, and from then that kind of means he has kind of like background knowledge, you know.
Sure.
For him to say that to me was a big red flag.
That's one thing that I feel like we haven't seen before. We were gonna get into that anyways. I think there was a lot of players that came out, or just personnel in general that came out and kind of said a little 1-2 about.
Leao.
Yeah,
Leao
Leao
Wilson.
was one of them. I even saw SGA, like an NBA player, was doing it. Frank
Even
Ribery.
Cole Palmer,
Everybody, bro. There was a lot of people. Obviously, there was the Madrid boys too, which is kind of to be expected because you're obviously clearly on Vini's side, of course. Other Brazilian players who again kind of semi-expected, but yeah, there was a lot of people that made a point of posting a little something, whether it's just something like a story or whatever, kind of questioned the decision, which I thought was kind of crazy and kind of shows, people are feeling a certain type of way about the Ballon d'Or ceremony. But do you think it was deserved at all? Like, is there any light where you can look at it and be like, oh yeah,
There's definitely it's not that he's undeserving. He's just not as deserving as others. But I don't think either of them are. I think they're both shite compared to what we deserve as the best player in the world. They're not the best player in the world. They're not.
This is where he goes up the rail.
Because here's the thing: we can cry about French football having an agenda against Real Madrid, or UEFA having an agenda against Real Madrid. But what about every call that they get going their way that should not go their way in the Champions League? Do you remember last year against Bayern Munich in the semifinals? What happened when Bayern Munich got robbed? Matthias de Ligt. How many times other times against Bayern Munich they've been robbed? I feel like I'm a Bayern Munich fan at this point. The amount of times I've seen them get robbed, this is disgusting. And listen, that's football, bro. That's the truth, right? That calls go our way. The big teams like Real Madrid, like Barcelona, like Milan, like Bayern, in some capacities, get calls that go their way. Don't roll your eyes when I say Milan as if they don't have 7 champions.
I didn't say anything.
I saw that.
Didn't say
I
anything.
saw that.
I was
But
chilling.
nevertheless, I digress. My point being, we can't just it's not the end. This is neither of them are good. Let's be honest, bro. Neither of them are either of them the best players in the world? Yes or no?
Vinny is the best player in the world right now. Yeah.
Vinny is the best player in the world.
Yes. He's better than Mbappe right now. If that was your argument, then yes.
Let's do it like a mock style NBA draft.
Okay.
First pick of the draft. You're picking Vinny Jr.
Like you're picking your
Right
11.
Let's say mock draft. You're picking a team.
So I'm picking an 11 basically.
The first player you pick out of the best players in the world, you're picking Vinny Jr.
Out of the best players in the world, yeah. But that being said, if we're picking an 11, I wouldn't pick a winger first. I'd pick a more important position. That being said, out of all the top guys, so if your argument was Mbappe, yeah, he's better than Mbappe right now. He's in a little adjustment period right now. He hasn't been the guy. The guy's been offsides 4 times in the last game, which was maybe even more than that.
I feel like they have the same
6,
amount
yeah.
of goals.
No.
If not, Mbappe might have more goals than Vini right now.
Yeah, but look at how they're getting him. Just the impact. If you watch the actual game, Vinny's
you're
more
talking
impactful,
goals,
in my opinion.
If you
So
start
far.
talking goals, Vinny's penalty goals were only 3 or 4 more then like the goal tallies between goal and assist tallies between Rodri and Vini were not far off without penalties. If we start doing that conversation, you know what I mean? This is why I'm
Bro, you
saying
know how
we don't
hard it
take
is to
like
make
stop the numbers and stop the trophies. Like I'm looking at who is objectively the best player in the world,
You
right?
brought up the numbers. No one
I'm
brought up
looking at Lautaro
numbers.
Martinez, who just dominated statistically what was the best league in the world last year in the Serie A. Like statistically, that went down to the wire in comparison to the Premier League. Everyone always says it's the best league in the world, but
Listen,
somehow it's the only one team that wins it every
you
year,
have to
right?
drop this.
But
So what was the
But what
Serie
do I
A
know?
when Juventus won the league 9 years in a row?
That was
That's the
that wasn't
same
when it was the
thing.
best league in the world.
It's the
That
same
was when La
thing.
Liga was the best league in the world. That was when La Liga was the best league in the
So when
world
two
by
teams are
far.
winning it every year, then
But those two teams plus Atletico plus Villarreal plus Sevilla were dominating
okay,
everyone in
okay.
Europe.
Atletico
That's the
won
truth.
what, twice or once in that whole little era of
And
Villarreal,
they made like
and
four
thing
Champions
never
League finals.
sniffed
And
it.
they made like four Champions
okay,
League
okay,
finals.
but
But that's not the
but
point. My point is,
guys,
last year, easily, the best league in the world was the Serie A. That's the truth. It went down to the wire in every statistic, whether it be the first place, second place, whether it be Champions League, whether it be Europa League. Every final had an Italian team in it. There was a point we would have had 7 or 8 Italian teams in Europe because of how the Conference League went, the Europa League went, and the Champions League went, right?
I'm not gonna lie. There was a year where
Milan,
English teams
Milan,
were the same.
who's
Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Go ahead.
Leaps and bounds, and I hate to say this as a Milan fan, leaps and bounds, Lautaro Martinez was the best player in the league last year. By far. And then he went into the Copa America and clutch goal after clutch goal after clutch goal, running the field every game. Like, being impactful to the team that he's playing on. Scoring the goal in the final to win his country back-to-back Copa Americas when the best player on your team goes down injured, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we're not even we're putting him seventh,
Oh,
and we're not, and like that's not a
Because the
controversy.
thing
But
is,
we're talking, no, but we're talking. That's not even a
who?
controversy.
Milan,
We're crying that Vinny Jr., who didn't even like this guy couldn't even make like the best team in Copa America. Like Jacob Schaffelberg had a good
Let's
tournament, bro.
simplify this.
What are we
Milan,
talking about?
who was the best team last year? Who was the best team?
That doesn't matter.
No, question, fam. Just answer my question, please, please.
And Carlo Ancelotti's team, who got Coach of the Year.
Okay. So Carlo Ancelotti, who was the best player on that team?
Carlo Ancelotti's eyebrow, clearly.
No, see, you're trolling.
You got
fam.
him. You
Who was
got
the
him.
best player on that team, fam?
It wasn't Vinny. You can argue Cruz. You can argue Cruz.
Oh,
Mm.
fam, bro, no, come on.
I don't want to
No.
discredit Cruz like that, but I feel like if we're going up, I know you said not to bring up the numbers thing, but that was a
You can
massive
argue
part
Cruz.
to why
You can
people
argue
used it.
Rudiger. You can argue Rudiger.
Well, see, even those guys are screaming for Vini to be Ballon d'Or. So what is
Well, no,
like, what?
obviously, bro. He's a little baby. He cries every game. You know what disrespect? First of all, he's the most disrespectful athlete. This guy literally.
Okay, wait, we're stopping there. We're stopping there. How is he disrespectful exactly?
He won't even give the ball to his opponent when it like he starts doing these mind games for no reason. He's
So what's Emi
disrespectful.
Martinez?
That guy's an asshole too. I hate that guy.
So, but this is what I'm saying. So you can't just say he's the most disrespectful athlete of all time. Plus, when are we acting? There was a whole new criteria thing for this Ballon d'Or saying the way you carry yourself and sportsmanship and re. Emi Martinez won an award. So
No,
how
I'm
is this
not
even a
saying
thing?
that's why. But that's not why I'm saying
also,
Robin
Milan,
deserved
Uncle-
more. I don't think either of them
Uncle-
deserved it. I
Uncle
just said
Phil,
that.
like one stands for a lot. Like Vinny Jr. has been doing a lot for like
100%.
combating racism, speaking
100%.
out. He never won that award. They gave it to some chick. I was like, fam, who's she? No disrespect, but who is that? You feel me? Like, there was clearly an agenda. There was
No, but here's the thing though. Because if that was the case, if it was just an agenda against Real Madrid, then why did Ancelotti win Coach of the Year? Because if that's the case, if it's just the agenda, then we wouldn't even give him the Coach of the Year, right?
But that's because those like that award, you can actually look at the stats and tell. Ancelotti, I don't think they lost at home all last year, and they won the Champions League. That's the best league in the world. All the best teams play in the Champions League, and they won. So it's kind of like if you don't give it to him, who are you gonna give it to and justify it? You know. So they have to, but on the stuff that they could be like, yo, fam, I'm not gonna give it to him, fam. Come on, fam. You feel me? Like, come on.
I do think the Rodri thing is a little bit like I'm not totally disagreeing with Milan's point because I think there was a lot of different players that could have been better considered, but I think what we all have to, and like it or not, this is just how it is. It's halfway about your performance and how you're playing on the field, the other half is it's a popularity thing, bro. Let's be honest here. It's what's gonna who do people like watching more? Who do think? So to your point, Milan, with Lautaro Martinez, unless you're really a Serie A fan, you're not watching Lautaro Martinez like that. You know what I mean? You're not even with Griezmann, because we were saying Griezmann before as well. He got off to a crazy start this season. You're not really watching Griezmann that much. You know what I mean? You're watching guys like Vini because flicks, tricks, everything like that, and then you're watching. To be honest, the Rodri one is kind of left field for me because you never really see midfielders, especially like that kind of midfielder, get praise. You know?
That's the kind of midfield. Like that's a Spanish midfielder that's gonna win that award. And then there's midfielders like Iniesta, Xavi, Cesc Fabregas, Sergio Busquets, and like those are 4 different profiles, but 4 different Spanish midfielders that will never sniff that award.
Well, wouldn't you say Busquets is more similar to Rodri? I would think that's the same profile.
I think he's leaps and bounds ahead of Rodri in terms of what he did in that role.
No, I know, but profile. I think it's the same thing. As close as you're gonna get,
like position wise, but I think they're different players.
Like those players had they fell between the Ronaldo and Messi thing, you know, like who won it when they didn't, like it was either Messi or Ronaldo, so it's kind of like
Iniesta would have had one. I think there was 1 or 2 where he finished third early in the 2000s.
Iniesta would have had one. Ibrahimovic would have had one. Suarez would have had like 2. You know what I mean?
Levy should have had 2. But we know what happened.
But so you guys don't think like Messi?
Huh? No, there was the first one where it went to Messi, and the second one they just didn't have the award. But
no, 2020 they didn't give it to him. Then 2021 they gave it to Messi, which was deserved to go in Messi. But everyone was saying it should have gone to Lowy just because they didn't give it to Lowy the year before. But that's not like
let's not get into all of that. But okay, but I don't know. So. Did you guys see what Vini tweeted out afterwards from the thing?
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Because I feel that's a big statement. Actually, first of all, let's just talk about the whole Real Madrid thing. Like that's a crazy power move, bro, for your president to come out and say, yeah, if they're not going to respect our players, whatever, we're not coming. But bro, objectively speaking, that's kind of crazy.
Bro, it's us against the world. It's over, fam. And we have all the like aces and jokers that never got activated, fam. Now they're motivated. Now they have a reason to get active, fam. I think we're gonna come in and just slap everybody now. I think this has to be a wake up call because you guys looked dreadful in El Clasico. Like, you know, I don't even understand what they did. Like, I think you guys beat yourselves personally. I don't think it was a 4-0 game.
Honestly, they looked bad all year.
Yeah, you guys haven't been that good.
That's true. Outside of the last second half of the last game.
I think Barcelona's probably out of all the top teams in Europe. I think Barcelona's been like the most consistent team, and it's the same for Spain.
Barcelona's the best team in Europe right now.
Yeah, they've been the most consistent for sure.
I said this last podcast. Skyler didn't believe me, fam. Skyler was like,
I still don't believe they're gonna win the league because you guys need to show me.
They're for sure winning La Liga. Whether it comes to Champions League or not, that's a discussion to be had.
I don't know. These guys remontada the whole season last year, so I have to see it to believe it, bro. I can't sit up here and be truthful and say, Barcelona will win.
This year, like if we're looking at objectively right now, every criteria that you guys mentioned when you guys mentioned the Ballon d'Or, there's no reason that Rafinha shouldn't win the next Ballon d'Or.
Should or shouldn't?
Should not win the next Ballon d'Or.
I can't agree with that.
Because the criteria that you guys mentioned, you guys said flick, flair, personality, blah, blah, everything. There's no reason, and he's gonna have trophies.
Sure, but we don't have votes for the Ballon d'Or, so then he's probably not gonna win.
He should win the Ballon d'Or then, right? But is he gonna be the best player in the world?
No. But Milan, only if he wins, because right now he's winning games. He has to win trophies.
He will. He's gonna win the Liga at least.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one either. It's early to say.
I will admit, fam, and I told him last pod that I thought that right now Barcelona is the best team. If you watch them play. Their play style, the way they play football, that's how it should. Their attack is the best. Like,
you know what the thing is though too, you got like objectively, you guys should have won that game. Y'all beat yourselves. There's no, it almost doesn't even make sense to me to play a high line with Mbappe, Vini, and Rodrigo. It doesn't make sense.
That's discrediting Barcelona. Those offside traps were not like it wasn't just Mbappe sitting offside.
No, yeah, but to stay onside, that's you. You don't need to be that tight to the last man's shoulder. You're Mbappe.
For sure, but like to say that like they beat themselves, that's discrediting like what Barcelona did that game, bro.
I'm not trying. You're right. But I'm not trying to discredit them. I feel like just the game plan of Vini and Mbappe are playing, and we're gonna play a line like that. Like that's a kick in the face. And then we need to get into this whole Lamine Yamal thing. That kid's a gangster.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
I
kid's
told you
about that
guys,
life.
bro. He's coming, fam.
Can we talk about how 10 years in 2034, he's just going to be entering his prime?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
actually
He's going to be
ridiculous. That kid's a
27.
demigod.
People are starting to say he's touched by God, fam.
Bro. And you know the thing, and I was telling this because I was watching the game with my pops. Pops is a Real Madrid fan too, and this doesn't. I don't want to say it has no outcome on the game, but obviously it's not the biggest aspect of a game. But you know what really annoyed me from watching you guys play in El Clasico? I didn't like any foul y'all gave up. You're helping up. You're helping them up.
No,
And
yeah.
I didn't like. I don't like that because the thing is, the flip side when they were fouling you, it was all right. Back into position, get on with the game. This is a rivalry, and I feel like Lamine Yamal showed out because he went and did what he did, scoring that goal, and then going and dancing in front of doing Vini's dance in your crib. You know what I mean? I feel like y'all
He
need.
did the Ronaldo, he did the comma too.
So that's what I'm saying. That's from back then. That's when it's a real rivalry. You know what I mean? I feel like I don't know what Sergio Ramos is doing these days. He's not playing with a team, but y'all need to get him in there just for a little bit of.
I swear he's in Sevilla.
To be fair,
He's a free agent now.
Is he free agent now?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So y'all need to call him up, at least get him into the locker room, bro, to talk some sense into you guys because Rudiger's looking like a fake Batman right now. Just letting this kid do that.
Fam. Did you guys see that he tried to injure Lewandowski for no
Then
reason?
do it.
Fam.
Then do it.
Fam, even
All these
I
little
thought
tippy
that was
tap
crazy.
little elbows. Do it
He
then.
does that every game. That's how he moves. That's how he
Man.
I
operates.
thought that was crazy, fam. Lewandowski didn't even have the ball.
I know. That's an average day for Rudiger though.
What is he doing?
But yeah, no, I feel like y'all need to address that. I feel like you guys have gotten complacent in the last few years. Understandably so, because you guys have been dominant the last few years, and Barcelona's kind of had to deal with their up and up stuff with financial struggles, so they're not making no big moves and whatever. But I feel like that El Clasico could be like, I don't want to say it is a power shift, but that's them saying like, yo, we're still up here. This is still a rivalry, and y'all need to take it that way. Because I feel like up until we'll see how you guys respond, but the last few El Clasicos, I feel like it's just kind of been another game for you guys.
Yeah, but I feel like what happened after with the whole Ballon d'Or thing was the other thing that we needed.
Like the
That
spark.
was the perfect nail, and then there was another spark. That's like both of those things combined. We have to be motivated, fam. Like, there's no way we come out our next game and lose.
Do you know why I don't like the argument of the best player on the best team should win the Ballon d'Or? Because I don't think Frank Ribery deserved the Ballon d'Or over Ronaldo or Messi when he was the best player on Bayern Munich on a treble-winning side. I don't think that was the case at all. At all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's hard to make when it's Ronaldo and Messi, fam. Because those guys are always gonna have.
But you just change the criteria yet again. Then you see what I mean? It just shifts every time. It should be the best player on the best team. It should be the best player.
But what I'm saying is, both of those things were Vini Jr. Fam, not even us, his peers. But that's what I'm saying, Milan. You have your own opinion. I have my opinion. Skyler has his opinion. People that played against the guy, his own peers, admitted to him being the best. Who are we to say that he's not?
Because Jacob Schaffelberg pocketed him in the Copa America. That's what happened, bro.
What does that mean, fam? Who is that guy?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That guy was in the top 4 of the Copa America, and Vini Jr. didn't even sniff that,
We're
bro.
talking about one competition. What about the UCL? What about La Liga? You're just gonna ignore
Bro,
everything.
and you lost to a guy in the MLS. How embarrassing is that?
Huh?
You lost to a guy in the MLS.
Who? Russ?
Exactly.
We're talking about Messi. We're not getting into this, bro.
I'm not even talking about Messi. I'm talking about Schaffelberg, but sure.
No, but what I'm saying is, Milan, like, you have to understand how crazy this is. Like, these are his ops, fam. They're all admitting to him being the best, fam. That has to count for something, fam. These are the players that are on the field with him, fam. So that doesn't matter, and we're gonna trust some journalists and a bunch of kids on the internet.
When players say that, and then they all 99% of the world says Messi's the GOAT, you guys disagree with that. You know what I mean? Like you guys change the criteria for every discussion.
This is a conversation between you guys.
You guys.
After he won that World Cup, there's not a real argument after that, fam. You know that. No, even Ronaldo fans kind of stopped that, fam.
We're going down this route because, this is supposed to be an hour-long podcast. We can make this 3 hours if you want.
And Skyler taps in, fam. I'm going to let him do his thing. I'm going to let him rock. But I think for the majority of people, Skyler's like a diehard, and I'm the same way. I always feel like Ronaldo was the best.
100%.
But after he
As a
won
Real
that
Madrid fan,
trophy,
that's understandable. But
yeah,
objectively speaking, to start diminishing things and start saying like some of the rhetoric that I've heard is disgusting. That's what I'm
yeah. But
saying.
after he won that World Cup, I felt like the whole world kind of agreed to be like, damn, we got it.
Manuel, you're disappointing me, son.
I
Disappointing
don't
me.
know. No, Skyler. I'm not talking about me. I still think Ronaldo's the best, but I'm saying as the world, fam, Skyler, you have to be honest, because me, I can be objective. I
I
have
have
my
to be
own
honest
opinion.
with the calls they were getting. You could have put me up there, we would have won. I'm not gonna lie to you, but hey,
Nonsense.
that's
But
neither here
listen,
nor
You
there.
know too much about this sport to do with this.
I know too
I'm
much.
just
That's
saying.
why I'm saying that. This is what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, like Skyler, you know some Real Madrid or like people that were on the other side that admitted after he won that like even a guy like Jelani, if he was here, he would admit it.
No, you never would. That's the
I
problem.
don't
I've
think
seen
he
this
would.
guy.
Jelani's my guy. I don't think he would do that.
Jelani's still
Fam,
like on this
don't get me
conspiracy
wrong. I
theory.
still think Ronaldo's the best, but I do think that the world accepted Messi as the GOAT after he won
The
the
thing
World Cup.
is,
I think that's-
I feel like, this is kind of getting into a whole different conversation, but
Yeah.
whatever. Actually, we might have talked about this before. I don't know. But I saw a thing, and it was actually about basketball initially, and I was just thinking about it, whatever. And I don't know if you guys have heard this argument before. Have you guys heard the whole argument with like the best of all time and the greatest of all time?
Yeah, 100%.
I think Messi has a better claim to being the best of all time and the greatest of all time, in my opinion. Because I feel like, and this is just, I feel like when you talk about greatness, it's always subjective. This is my definition of greatness. I feel like it's your on-field production, whatever you're doing in your sport, but also the transcendence and the impact on the culture. That's my definition of it. And if I'm going off of that, I feel like Ronaldo's the greatest, but I feel like Messi honestly, again, my opinion, I think Ronaldo's the best also, but I would concede that Messi's a better, like, I would have a greater chance of conceding that Messi's the best player of all time than the greatest of all time, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys saw that before, but
I can understand if you have a differing opinion on greatness, but I don't think say that to overcome adversity isn't greatness. Because when Messi was given, like, the people that were on his national team let him down every single tournament apart from Di Maria. The 2014 World Cup, his best player, the final, his best player was Higuain, let him down. 2015 Copa America, Higuain, let him down. 2016 Copa America, let him down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
this about a lot of guys.
and like to a point where he literally got so mentally tormented by this, he goes, "I have to retire. I can't do this no more."
I
You
know
what
he
I mean?
skied a penalty, and that's why he retired.
He had.
He
Okay,
did.
he
There
skied
was
one penalty
none of your
and he had
teammates made you
8 more
miss that
goals.
penalty.
Yeah, penalties are easy.
You missed one penalty and he scored 8 more goals. You know what I mean? If when Ronaldo beat Slovenia in the Euros this year, no one's talking about the fact that he missed the penalty because it's not the discussion. He won the game. It doesn't matter if
He
he
didn't
missed the penalty.
retire after. That's why. No one would care if Messi had missed that
though.
penalty if he didn't retire. That's what
But
made
he
it a whole big
cried.
thing.
You
But he
would cry
cried.
too, fam.
Huh,
Come
he
on, fam.
cry is fine, yeah.
He's putting his own life into like, fam. Come on.
100%. And Messi overcame that adversity and came back, got a bunch of kids. The guy's 35, 36 years old. Literally a bunch of children. Julian Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, all these kids. Brought them to Copa America, won Copa America against a very good Brazil team that had the likes of a healthy Thiago Silva, a healthy Neymar,
You talking
a
about
healthy
the last
Vini
one?
Jr.
All the
20
players you said
Oh.
are good players, though. All the
Huh?
players you said that were on Argentina right now, they're doing good. They're
Yeah,
good.
but they would not have done that without.
Yeah, he was the missing piece. But
Earlier in
the
the show, you literally just said that Lautaro Martinez won Argentina in the Copa America too, by the way.
The last one, yes. The last
Yeah.
one was all Lautaro, yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I can't even.
You
I'm
know
sick
that.
to my stomach to admit that.
Okay.
So he won because he had a good team too, fam. Because he doesn't play defense.
For
Some
sure,
of
but
that-
he made that team better. He made that team better.
Sure, he was the missing piece, but they also made him better. Because you just said without them, he kept losing.
Yes, but to be an athlete of that level, to deal with all those like failures, that's the truth. Failures in his career when he got to the finals and didn't finish it, and to come back despite all of that and then win that, to me that's greatness. And I understand if you have a different definition of greatness, sure. If you can't define Messi in your definition of greatness, I'll accept that. But I don't think that definition that I just gave of greatness, overcoming adversity like he did, is not valid.
But all of these guys have overcome adversity. That's how you got there.
The level that Messi did?
Yes. What real adversity has Messi really faced? Ronaldo's the most hated athlete in world football. What adversity does Messi have? That his team
There's a reason
sucks?
Ronaldo's hated. There's
What?
a reason Ronaldo's hated.
Huh?
Why? Because he
There's a
works his
reason
heart in the
Ronaldo's hated.
sleep.
So the adversity
works
then.
his
So
heart
you're
in the
agreeing with
sea?
me.
Huh?
So then it's adversity. You're agreeing with me.
That for sure is an adversity, but it's not the adversity that Messi
Then we're
faced.
done. We got it.
He's one of the most hated too.
I'm not saying I feel like I'm saying Ronaldo's a bum. Like
No.
Ronaldo's top two. Ronaldo's top two.
But
He's
you
just
can't
not
say
Messi.
how you can't act like Messi's facing adversity and that's just a unique Messi trait. That's his claim to greatness.
But that's-
All
that's
these
my
guys have
definition of
faced
greatness.
adversity.
I'm not saying it's unique. I'm saying that's his greatness. That's how I define his greatness.
Yeah, that's his claim to
to overcome that adversity the way he did, in contrast to the biggest achievement that Ronaldo has with Portugal, without him being the best player on the team for sure, without winning a single but despite all that, the trophy's theirs. I don't care. That's the truth. The
Now
trophy
he
is theirs.
doesn't care. But in the group chat yesterday, Emmanuel, what was he doing?
Oh,
All this,
he's there.
3 draws and overtime winning and
It's embarrassing. You saw that group. Hungary.
Why'd they get out of the group?
Huh?
Why did they get out of the group?
Because they're the
Because
lowest
what?
differential third place team.
Oh my god.
That's why they got out of the group.
And
They
why,
drew
okay,
every
so
game.
then why were they third place then? How about that?
Because they drew every game. They
Because
went
Ronaldo was
0-3-0.
the one that led them to
He
getting
scored
through
one
the
goal in
group
the group
stage.
stage. He scored one goal in the group stage.
Okay. So now it's just numbers. Now it's just numbers. But 20 minutes ago, let's take numbers out of everything. But now it's numbers. Emmanuel, you see how he moves the
Because I know what
goalposts?
Pepe did in those games. What Pepe did in those games, and
A
what
dog.
Ralph
I think Pepe's a
Guerrero
player of
did
the
in those
tournament in
games, and what
2016.
Renato Sanchez
But let's
did
not
in
act
those
like
games.
Ronaldo's a bomb. This is what I'm saying. We can't do
He's
that.
not a
This is
bum. He's
crazy.
the second greatest player of all time.
Well,
He's not a bum. But his biggest achievement, he was not the best player on the team.
I don't
allegedly,
think we'll
according
get
to you.
300.
He was the best player on the pitch, but he wasn't the best player on his team. That's the truth.
Okay. But yeah, anyways, I feel like that's more of a best versus greatest thing. I feel like Messi's got a better claim to the best for me. Especially with the accolades and everything like that. World Cup is like, you finished everything now. So what's the what are you gonna ask him to do this year? What are we doing, bro? Guy's hooping for a check right now. And that's all he needs to do.
Yeah, I would too. So
Other footy news. This could just be a little quick one. But 10 Hag's out. I'm gassed. I'm not gonna
How do you
lie.
feel about the team planning, though?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna be all passionate about it and act like I've known everything and watched every sporting game of the last few years. But like literally up until a few hours ago, because I had to speed run my research on this guy. Up until a few hours ago, all I knew was that he was in the running for the Chelsea job a few years back and essentially just pulled himself out of the running for the Chelsea job, and then went in and watched all these. Shout out to Statman Dave on YouTube. But I had to go and figure out the tactics, see how he plays. And I'm not going to lie, it's exciting. I feel like I'm a bit more cautious this time around because I was super excited for Ten Hag when he was coming in. And Ten Hag, I think on paper anyways, like if you just look at their resume, he was more like something to get excited about. You know what I mean? Got asked to the Champions League final before coming over. And now it's like, we have this and whatever. But it's good. I feel like it'll be interesting to see how he runs the team in the sense of what players are going to be his guys. I feel like every time a manager takes over a new team, you can always tell like, okay, these are his guys and whatever, whether that be because they have this specific skill set that they can use or whatever, or maybe it's something off the pitch where they're just like, well, he's Portuguese, I'm Portuguese, so that's my guy. You know what I mean, kind of thing?
I think that's the case now with Manchester United, because nowadays we don't see the sporting director being as involved with the signings, and it's more so the coach.
Yeah.
Because we've seen like Anthony get signed. We saw Donny van de Beek get signed. You know what I mean? We saw a lot of those Ajax prospects get signed by Ten Hag. But
the thing is, I'm interested. I'm interested in knowing if because I feel like part of what kind of rubbed fans the wrong way or people the wrong way with Ten Hag was you came in and it was like we gave you the keys to the car right away. So you want Lisandro Martinez, boom, here. You want Onana, boom, here. You want to spend 100 million on Anthony, boom, here. And it's like, with the exception of Lisandro Martinez, and even him, he's been injured a lot, but when he's on the pitch, he's got it. Onana had a really bad first season anyways, in my opinion, and kind of straightened it out near the end. Anthony's been crap. So I wonder if it's going to kind of affect how Amorim comes in and people like Ineos being a little bit more wary of like, prove to me that you can work with this person and that person before I'll give you the money to go and spend. You know what I mean? I think I was a little bit shocked at how fast they got him because it was like what Monday morning they released a statement saying that Ten Hag's gone, and then now we're Tuesday night and boom, we have a new manager already. So I get bringing someone in quick enough because at least you wanted to get it done before January, so that way you give him a transfer window to at least make a couple small adjustments if need be. Because like I said, I don't know what kind of players he's gonna take a liking to versus not take a liking to. I know that he, at least with Sporting anyways, he operated a lot with a 3 in the back system, which is pretty versatile, but I don't know if we have 3 in the back kind of players necessarily. Yeah. A lot of stuff with playing 3 in the back is, play out from the back with your goalkeeper, your 3 defenders and everything like that. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like we sign a lot of defenders that are supposed to be ball playing defenders, and then they get into Old Trafford and it's like they forgot how to pass the ball, and it's just, you know what I mean? I feel like we get caught out a lot of times at the back, so obviously he's going to have to take some time to implement the system, but I don't know, I feel like it's a good time to be excited, you know what I mean? Obviously, because it's a fresh beginning. But yeah, that's my little take, that's my little analysis. I will say, I can't lie, if he wanted to bring anyone over, Victor Gyökeres is a guy. I'm not gonna lie, that guy's a monster.
But you just spent 120 million.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. We don't need a striker at all. If anything, I would say we need a wing back more than anything, just because if you're playing a 3, I'm saying wing back. I guess technically it's a midfielder, wide midfielder if it's a 3-4-1-2. Yeah. But I will say from the videos that I've seen tactically and how I like to set up, I think playing that kind of system does present a good opportunity for us to have Xerxes and Højlund playing at the same time, and it kind of takes the pressure off of Xerxes trying to be a 9.
Remember, you guys have Xerxes, bro. How do you guys have Xerxes and Højlund?
Yeah, man, we're stacked up top, bro. Stacked, so we just figured out.
God, Xerxes.
Yep. And the thing is, too, I think we were talking about it before, or Milan, you were saying it for sure. He's not a striker. I agree with you. He's not a striker. He's a pure. See, I almost don't even want to say false 9 because false 9s can finish too, but he's a 9.5 legit. So I feel like playing in a 3 in that kind of formation with a 3-4-1-2 or whatever, it presents a good opportunity for us to have both of them on the same lineup and benefit from each other. Because I feel like that should be the way they play. I feel like their game style really. I'm saying they as in Xerxes and Højlund. I feel like their play style really complements each other in a way where one of them is super unselfish and Xerxes where it's like a little too unselfish. Like he forgets that he's a striker sometimes and we do need someone to be the focal point of attack versus Højlund being very direct, very physical and everything like that. So I feel like it'll be interesting to see how he lines them up. But yeah, I wouldn't have my expectations set crazy high because obviously you can't just expect someone to come into a shipwreck like this and then just boom, all of a sudden we're in Europe and whatever Champions League. I feel like it's gonna have to take some time to level out and then get going in the direction that he sees fit. But yeah, I feel like it's a good thing for all of us. Can go back to NBA because we were in the middle of the NBA stuff before we had to take in more serious things. So we can run through the whole. I was saying before that we realistically could have done it the first week, but forgot to. The just early award predictions, which never really end up correct anyways, but for fun. We were saying Tatum for MVP, and then you were saying Luka Doncic. Yeah, I like both of them. I can't lie. DPOY, I'm not gonna lie. I was saying Wemby. I'm thinking Wemby because he almost won it already.
It was as a case, yeah. I'm liking Dyson Daniels this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm liking Dyson Daniels. His first few games on Atlanta have been amazing.
I'm gonna have to talk to him
because a lot from me having on my fantasy team, but like defensive presence, steals and blocks. Yeah. Like if we look at it, the NBA specifically, these awards are all more so administered to the players that have the statistics than rather the actual defensive stoppers, right?
Yeah.
Because realistically, I don't think Anthony Davis hasn't deserved an Defensive Player of the Year award for the last few years. Like, he should win it every year. Him and Giannis should win it every year, right? But they don't because they don't have the stats, right? Yeah. So that's why, if we're looking at statistics, I like Dustin Daniels. I do like Jalen Suggs. We were talking. I don't know if you guys ended up talking about.
I said that name last year, yo, Skyler.
I don't know if you guys were talking about Orlando earlier today before I showed up.
Yo, Skyler was trying to tell me.
You got Orlando Magic basketball series. Shout out to
whoa.
Talking about Paulo the other day.
Skyler was trying to tell me that Russell Westbrook is better than Jalen Suggs.
Oh, in the top 100. I didn't just say Jalen Suggs. I said a lot of guys.
Last year, that was a conversation to be had. This year, no.
Because we're talking about the NBA top 100, the ESPN's top 100 list.
Yeah, it was about like the next year how these people are gonna. And Jalen Suggs is way better Russell Westbrook, fam.
Listen, that hasn't aged well considering how bad Russ has been playing lately, but that's an exception, bro.
Milan is a Russell Westbrook fan.
I can't defend, bro. I can't defend him.
He's not coming in on my side.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I never knew that Emmanuel had such a distaste for Russell Westbrook.
Just keep it real, fam.
Because this guy came into the Lakers after the year he had on Washington, and Emmanuel thought LeBron was getting another ring. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And then he didn't.
That's not what happened.
I actually thought that was the wrong decision. Having Russell Westbrook is like a mini LeBron that's not as good. That was the point. Because you're already taking space from LeBron. I need LeBron to be a shooter.
At that point, he was not even close to as good as what he used to be, bro. Like bro, peak Westbrook, yeah, we're talking. Peak Westbrook, yeah, we're talking. You know what I mean?
He wasn't good then. He's not good now.
I feel like, but even now though, I feel like you can't expect him to play this at this level for the rest of the season. He'll figure it out.
You think so?
He has to get a little bit better.
That's what we said. That's what we said the whole Lakers year.
No, and he got a little bit better. They were talking about him for 6 months. They were talking about him for 6 months.
With the Clippers, he started to figure it out a bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's at 6 man. When he was on the Lakers, fam, after every game we said, yo, fam, Russell figure it out. No, just watch Russell, fam. He never did, fam. He never did.
But now they know his position more as an off the bench kind of guy. I feel like he's more accepting of it, from a him perspective of just being okay with the team chemistry.
My guy, regardless, I still like him.
1 for 9 and 3s. Oh, I forget. I'm around Russell Westbrook. Fam, 1 for 9 for 3s in 3 games. Fam, come on, man. Come on, man.
I can't defend him, but I still like him.
Even if Russ was a free agent, I wouldn't.
I had him defended at the drop.
That's
He
how
didn't
bad it is.
hit a single field goal, bro. I couldn't.
If I picked him up, I would want someone to fine me for detrimental, like doing something detrimental to the team, fam. Why would you bring this guy on?
I'm so foul, bro. What if he hears this? I'm so foul.
Fine me, fam. Fine me, because what are you doing, fam? Come on. Fam, Russ? Come on, fam.
No, but all basketball, like, youngins, all love Russ, though. And all idolize Russ. For good reason.
In his prime.
For good
He had
reason.
his time, yeah, for sure. Fam, he broke the
He's just
record.
unfortunate past. That is the truth. Yeah, bro, but I can accept that. He's past it. That doesn't mean I like him less.
I feel like realistically also though, even if you looked at Russ like in his prime or just throughout his career, I feel like there's no other way for him to have progressed throughout his career than to become this type of basketball player. Because it's like you're saying, oh, Russ shoot 1 for 9 from 3. Bro, you go up to Russ and tell him he can't shoot. He'll knock you out and still shoot. Like, it's not gonna.
That's why I wouldn't get him on my team if it was a free agent.
Yeah, I hear you. But I'm saying, I feel like what we're seeing from Russ is very on brand in terms of just I don't care about the last shot. I'm still going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But yeah, anyway, that's a whole different thing. Most improved. I have Chet for most improved. I can't lie. He's been hooping. I know it's like we're only a few games into the season, but from what I've seen, that guy's been different.
I think the jump from his statistics isn't gonna be as big though. That's the thing. Like, it's a good shout.
Yeah.
But like his numbers aren't gonna be that big different from his first year or from his year before for it to merit. In contrast to, in my opinion, Paulo.
Yeah, I feel like Paulo's a popular pick now, especially the guy just gave Siakam 50.
I would say like Emmanuel quickly.
Emmanuel Quickly is a good pick, but the thing is the Raptors aren't going to win games, and definitely not thanks to him.
Yeah, I feel like just being on Toronto too, you have to be extra. You
have to be literally the best 6-man in the league by far.
But I feel like Paulo, like last year, he averaged around 19, 20, but he plays with Franz Wagner, so it's kind of like. When you look at them play, like, Franz does not care, fam. He's going to shoot. He does not care. Like, everybody knows the Magic, that's Paulo's team, except for Franz. He thinks it's his. So when he gets the ball, fam, he's looking to score. So I'm like, I don't know how, because Paulo seems to be the guy, like, I'm going to do what's best for the team. Or you want to score that bad and you're hot? Okay, here, have the ball, you know? But that's not going to make him, like, jump. His stats are not going to jump like that.
But I feel that's the same thing, even worse with Chet, because you're playing with Shea and J-Dub. And Shea's an MVP frontrunner, 30 points per game kind of guy. So I feel like at times Chet's going to have to fight to even be the second one.
He's the only big on that team, though, you know?
Yeah,
he is, but in today's NBA, like, you don't need a good big to win. You need a competent big, and I'm not saying he's not a good big. First of all, obviously he's thin.
I think 3 of the 5 best players in the league are bigs.
To win the chip, you need a big.
But I'm saying on that OKC team, it's not predicated around having Chet as a focal point. It's Shea.
No, for sure.
But even Wemby, can I just go back to what Milan was saying? The only reason I feel like they're not gonna give that guy is that it's the NBA, you know. They like the storyline, and Wemby is supposed to be the guy. They're trying to hand him the baton low key, fam.
Sure.
If he wins Defensive Player of the Year, then he wins MVP. We got Giannis, LeBron's retiring, perfect.
Yeah.
You feel me? I think they're trying to set him up for that.
Bro, Wemby has the potential to I don't know about numbers wise necessarily, but Wemby has potential as far as awards wise go to push certain records way too far out to where it's
same with Luka, and Luka's already 24, 25 and still has that conversation behind, bro.
For awards, you think?
Yeah, bro.
I feel like he needs to have won some already.
He has a 70 bomb at what, 24? 25?
Yeah.
And everyone, people like to crap on that and go, oh, no one played defense. Go watch. Yeah. Go watch his buckets. There's 3 men on him. He's weaving through them.
You're not gonna win like that, fam. And that's why, to me, he'll never be the best player in the league.
That's what they said for Kobe, and Kobe won 5.
Kobe played defense.
Doesn't matter, bro. Smush Parker was his best player, and he didn't pass to him.
But fam, there's a reason why Luka lost in the finals. It's gonna come back to this, fam. If he doesn't play defense, he's not.
That is win. True. So
I promise you that.
I feel like it becomes now on the Mavericks though to kind of
build around that.
They have to grab a beer away from the guy, fam, after the game.
That has nothing to do with it, bro. Certain people just get down differently. That's just how it goes.
Oh, come on, man.
If you think,
take it home, stay home with that.
You're getting on Luka for drinking a beer, and that's being seen on public. I don't want to know what Anthony Edwards does in his free time, bro. You know, that guy gets down a little bit differently too.
I feel like
and he don't. And should we not mention that was the best? Easily, the Timberwolves were the best defensive team in the league last year by far, and he dominated that Timberwolves team every game that he won. Every game that he won, ISO the best defensive player in the league. ISO bucket every time.
Is Rudy the best defensive player in the league? Let's be honest here.
Last year he was.
I don't think so. That guy's a liability.
Not defensively, I don't think so, bro. That's my issue. That's another issue I have because the best defensive player in the league will always defend the best offensive player on the team. Whatever, that's always going to be the matchup, regardless of positions. That's always going to be the matchup. So every time when someone of Luka's stature, of prime James Harden's stature, of prime Kevin Durant's stature, of prime Steph Curry's stature, they're going to get embarrassed. Bro.
But Giannis doesn't get embarrassed. They might score.
Giannis doesn't get embarrassed.
Huh?
When he guarded KD, he didn't get embarrassed.
Not to the level of you're a liability. If you have to take Rudy Gobert out the paint, you know that's a mismatch. You know it is. Giannis is at least able to move his feet.
Giannis was giving him some work too.
Rudy's just slow foot. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's a horrible defender, but in today's NBA, where it's perimeter centric, you're a liability.
He's a Hall of Famer in my eyes.
They literally take him out at times near the end of the game because you're a liability. Stop going in drop coverage. It doesn't work.
Offensively, for sure, he's not going to get you buckets, but
defensively
he's a Hall
too.
of Famer. No, I don't agree with that.
If they're playing Golden State and Draymond comes to set Steph a screen with Rudy guarding Draymond, that's a bucket every time because Rudy's afraid to step out.
Or even Steph, if they switch and he has to guard Steph on the perimeter, he's cooked, fam.
That's what I'm saying.
You're right, he's a Hall of Famer, but when he gets on that perimeter, he starts dancing, fam. His feet, you feel me?
Yeah, he starts spinning in different directions. Anyways, that's a whole different thing. Clutch Player of the Year, I have Luka actually for Clutch Player of the Year. At least one of the top 3. I also was thinking De'Aaron Fox because he had won it. Not last season, I think the season before that. But Clutch Player of the Year, I think, is Luka. Rookie of the Year, anybody, bro.
They're all bumps.
Yeah, throw Jonathan Mobo in there or Jamal Shed. What are those guys can win?
What about Zach Edey, bro?
Yeah, Zach Edey can go and get it too. Canada's big man. But yeah, I don't know. This draft class is horrible.
Buns.
NBA champions.
Celtics.
Yeah, I got the Celtics going again too.
That's not even
But last year when we were close, everyone said I never heard you say it once. So I'm gonna say it now before. My Knicks.
My gosh. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I feel like it's more.
When I brought up my Knicks last year, I was like, no one heard you talk about the Knicks once in your life. So that's why I'm gonna say it now. They're my Knicks.
Oh, But even then, fam, come
The
on.
thing is, I
Cat
feel
is
like it's
not.
more
I have,
Boston's.
I have. You're talking about clutch play of the year. I'm gonna talk Brunson. I
That's
think
fair.
Yeah, I
Brunson's.
was gonna say. I'm gonna say like John Moran or something.
John Morant's also a good pick.
Jaws a take too, but I feel like as far as rings go, I feel like it's more Boston's to lose than
For sure.
anybody
For sure.
else's to win.
Yeah.
You know,
Fam, the Knicks need a dog, fam. Cat is not that. He's a cat, fam.
He's Big
No.
Purr.
big bodega.
Big Bodie.
Oh man, that doesn't even sound.
What?
Fam, Cat, I don't know, fam. I don't like. I like Cat on the other team because I feel like Anthony Edwards is such a dog that it helps. But on this team, like, I don't even know why the Timberwolves did that. That was a bad
It
trade.
was a
fam.
dumb trade. I can't lie. That being said, though, I think
Randall,
Julius Randle's hooping. Like, I don't think he's been like crap. Like, you know what I
But he
mean?
always gets injured too, though.
Yeah, that's the
that's
other
the
part.
thing. And then he does it like rebounding. Like that's a 7 footer. Cat is a legit 7 footer, fam. That's why they were so good because they had the twin towers. Now it's like,
It's like a top 3 shooting big of all time.
I think
yeah,
he's
and
the
he can
number one
shoot.
efficiency wise and like numbers wise. I think he's supposed to be number
Yeah,
one.
but like you can't see like look at him and go he's better than Dirk as a shooter or KD as a shooter because KD's a legit 7 footer,
Yeah,
right?
KD's different. KD's a different
KD's
class.
different. KD's a guard, fam.
Yeah, he's setting for a guard. That guy's cheating.
He's different. Dirk, I don't know.
But do you guys think who do you guys think is a better shooter, Dirk or Kat? Really?
Because he can shoot on all 3 levels. You know, Dirk on the 3-point line is kind of shaky, fam. I want him in the post. You know, that's his comfort zone. I think Cat is comfortable everywhere. That's why I think Cat.
I'm
That's
not
true.
true.
But I don't know. I feel that's also because we probably see Cat more. I don't know how much you guys are watching NBA before. I personally have seen Cat more than I've seen Dirk. But you know,
I used
Yeah,
to
we
be
were
a fan of
definitely before our
Miami, so
era,
I
right?
kind of keep up with Dallas and stuff. But like, Dirk had an impossible shot to guard and stuff, so
Yeah,
that
cool.
could go in that argument. But outside of that, like shooting wise, like he's not like a 3-point shooter. He's more like inside in the paint, like back to the basket type of guy.
Yeah.
You feel me?
yeah. I know Towns numbers wise though is supposed to be the number one shooting big man. Efficiency and attempts,
Statistically.
everything, whatever that is, which has sounded kind of weird to me because he's been that for a while. I think statistically,
And he
for the last
said
few
it too.
years.
He said, "I'm gonna be the best shooter." Like he's on it. I like that.
Yeah.
He's not a dog.
Yeah.
I like that.
But yeah, man. Episode 2 Northside Talks podcast. Way more on time this time. I feel like this one was more structured. You know, kept it to around an hour. The last one was supposed to be an hour. I think it was 2.5 hours or whatever. I was like, holy. But
Sometimes though.
yeah, of course. But yeah, man. We'll be back next week. Consistency. This is week 2 out of 2. Hey, yeah, man. Thank y'all for listening. It's been your boy Skyler Gonzalez. I've been joined by Pressure Made Manu and the boy Milan Statue. Y'all have a good rest of the day.